Okay, right, I think I'm going live. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I am doing the 13 days of Craftoween, the Spellbinders. I'm doing day 11, and this is what I've made. Little box card, and it is obviously the house. So how fabulous is that? So I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that everything is okay. Let me just make sure. Okie dokie. Right. So you will need a piece of black cardstock, and this measures 5.5 by 10.5, and the scoring. Grab my scoreboard, and you are going to score along the 10.5 side. You're going to score at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Then you're going to twist that around to the 5.5 inch side, and you're going to score at 3. You're going to score down the first one, the second, and you get to the third and stop. Then we're going to turn it around, and you're going to do this tiny little 1/2 inch. You're going to score just that piece at 2.5. So you've got nothing on that piece there. That is all one. These are scored. Okay. And we're going to do some cutting. Okay. Grab my scissors. Right. We are going to cut. You've got this little piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chip into that piece there, and I'm going to get rid of the top piece. Like so. And then we're going to cut down to that score line on these pieces as well. Like so. Grab your bone folder, and we're just going to crease our lines for our box card. So now obviously with this one I've left this piece straight, whereas on my box card I've done them all folded. But I don't know, where I've designed that, it just felt a little bit floppy, so I think it needed that piece at the back just to support it. So yeah, it's going to be the same but a little bit different. Oh yeah, do you like my nails as well? I've got some blood splatter on them. I thought that was quite cool, something different. Anyway, okay, we've scored our lines. Right, I'm going to corner round my edges. And we're going to do that on all of those pieces there. Ooh, let's just not waggle the camera. It's not a very big arm, so it is literally sitting right next to me, my camera stand. So I'm trying not to catch it. So I thought we'd try live. I've only got my daughter downstairs and she's sorting out the dogs. Everyone else is out. Just corner around that one there. Okay, let's get rid of that. So that is our base for our box card. So we're just going to fold over those lines and make sure it's all nice and scored. like so. Okay, right, now what I've also done is I've gone through my stash. I've got a lot of different papers, Halloween papers. So I found this one, I thought that was quite cool. And this one's got all sort of costumes, trick or treat, Halloween, October 31st. So I thought I'd give those a go. So what I've done is I've cut out 3 white pieces at 2 3/8 by 2 7/8, and then 3 white pieces at 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And then I've literally cut my pattern paper. I've got 3 at 1 1/4 by 2 3/4, and 3 at 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So they're going to go on the sides of our box card. I'll tell you what, I'm going to open another glue. I'm right at the end of that one. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we'll leave the smaller pieces and we'll do the bigger pieces. And we'll just stick those on because we have to corner around the other pieces. So just thought it needed a little bit of a border sort of going round. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments. What are you making? Oh, okay, so I'm making, sorry, people. I'm making a box card with the day 11 of the Spellbinders 13 Days of Craftoween. So I'm making that and I'm showing you how I'm going to do that. So we'll pop on our pattern paper onto our white, and then we'll pop that on our card. I can't believe it's Halloween next week. Honestly, October's just flown by. October isn't long enough for me. I'm trying to sort out, because I've got the week off next week off of work. So obviously I'm trying to get ready for Halloween. And I have this massive, great big spider web that I normally put up. And I've got all some big spiders and stuff. And I've just been going in the shops earlier down my high street, and they're literally like closing up all the Halloween stuff and just getting out all Christmas. Oh, sorry, I don't want to see Christmas. October's not over yet. Oh my goodness. So I'm trying to frantically find some spider webs. God, yeah, I don't know. I will get organised all one day. So our pattern paper and our white, we're going to have 3 going on our panels there. So I'll have 3 going along there, and then we pop these down and then they will fit on top. Okay, so we'll glue those down. Just thought I'd do a live today. I was like, oh, we'll give it a go. If it doesn't turn out that great, I won't be doing it again. So thank you for everybody watching. Right, I'll pop those on like that. And then we've got to corner around to these. So we'll do our white just on the 2 edges there. Sorry if that's a little bit noisy. Like that. There we go. I've just been sitting here at my craft table, getting everything ready, and I've been watching. Has anyone started the new? Does anyone watch Amazon? It's called, I think it's called Lazarus. Yeah, I'm on episode 3, and I'm like, I quite like this, and I love a bit of Bill Nye as well. He's fairly good. So what we're going to do is we're going to corner around to the edges of our pattern paper. Yeah, I'm getting quite engrossed in that. I'm actually waiting on Stranger Things to start as well. I need that to hurry up and come back on. rid of that. Okay, we're going to stick our pattern paper on. Like so. Put that on. There we go. Oh dear, my daughter's coughing downstairs. If anything's going around, guarantee she'll get it. But I suppose that's working with people, isn't it? If you're working in a shop and you're working with the public, you're going to get things, aren't you? I try not to get them. I work with the elderly. I do not need that. Okay. So that's our pattern paper all done. And then we'll fold those down and they're going to go on top like that. So we'll get all the outside done. And then we'll pop in our little shelves, I suppose they're called, on the inside. We'll put our box card together and then we can crack on with the decorating. Those on there like that. Once you start going through your bits and bobs, you realise how many bits and bobs you actually do have. You put them away like, oh yeah, I'll use them. And then you just put away in your cupboard or your drawer or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I've got some of that, got some of that. I knew that would come in handy. So you use what you've got. You haven't got to buy new stuff. So that's going to go on like that. That's going to be our box card. Now I'm going to put a panel on here as well. And this is a piece of white cardstock. This measures 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. And then my pattern paper going on top is 4 1/8 by 2 1/4. Okay, so obviously I need to corner around the top of those. Like that. Get rid of that. Pop our glue on. So what's everybody doing at the weekend? Has anyone got anything planned? It's my husband's birthday next week. So we're going away to a hotel tomorrow night. We're going out for dinner. So that will be nice. A few cocktails. Probably too many cocktails. Christ, they're expensive, I tell you. Okay, so that's going to sit there. I've taken him out for breakfast this morning because he didn't have work. So yeah, he's going to be thoroughly spoilt, as he should be. Okay, so that's going to sit there. So that is our base for our box card. Okay, so what we do need is I've cut out 3 pieces of black cardstock, and these measure, okay, so these are 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and I scored along the 3 1/2, I've scored at 1/2 and 3. So you've basically got your, I suppose it's like a shelf, and then you've got your 2 flaps that is going to stick in the card. So that will be stuck like that, and then these will fit in. So we've got our bases to then do our decoration. Okay, so what we need to do is we lay that out. We're going to glue this and we're going to stick them. You've got your big panel here. We're going to stick them along the second panel along. So they're going to go like that. And then we'll stick it all together. Okay, so grab your glue. I hope you're watching, Sandra. I had my friend Sandra, my crafty buddy, messaged me saying, where's your YouTube video, Nat? I know, I ran out of time yesterday. I'll have to see if I can do, I've still got 2 more days to do yet. Try and fit them in before Halloween comes. Okay, so that's one. So we're going to do another one slightly next to it there. And that will just go like that. And then we'll do one more. And that will sit just there. So you're slightly spacing them out ever so slightly. Okay. So then it looks like that. Okay. Make sure they're stuck. And then what we're going to do is going to fold them back. We're going to pop some glue on those flaps there for our little shelves. Just like that. And then we're going to fold that one over like that. We're going to pop some glue on that piece. Try not to get too much glue all over yourself. And then we're going to fold that over in half, push that down, make sure it's sticking. Like so. And then you have your box card all ready with your shelves. Okay, so that's our base done. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut out, we've cut out one of these in black and I've cut out the back in orange. So we've got our orange, we've got our black. I've done this in black glitter. I still had a little bit of that left. It looks quite nice actually. And that is going to sit over the top. But what I've also cut out with this piece, this die, I've literally just cut out the door. So what I've done, where's my card? Not quite sure if you can see. I've just cut the door out and I've stuck that behind the black, just so it's a different colour. So grab your scissors. And where you've got your outline of your door, and I'm just sort of cutting around that. I'm leaving a bit of a gap. So it's just got something to stick. Like, just like that. Now grab your glue. I love these nails. It's the little things with me. Yeah, I've got this really cool black dress and it's got white bats on it, so I thought I'd wear that tomorrow when we go out for dinner. And I thought, oh yeah, I've got to do my nails as well. I don't know what's going on. They've all of a sudden they've just broken. Yeah, I don't have much luck with my nails. So that is just going to stick. Just so we've got a different, I didn't want the orange door, just so we've got a different colour door. There we go. Okay, so turn that over. And just pop a little bit of glue just to stick to our orange base. Like that. Yeah, has anyone got any ideas on anything to watch on Netflix or Amazon or whatever? Because I sit here crafting. I'm obviously on YouTube a lot and I watch a lot of other crafters. But sometimes I just fancy something a bit different. what with Halloween and that, I want something a bit spooky, you know. Yeah, and this Lazarus is, yeah, getting quite into it. He's sort of seeing ghosts. Well, I'm not sure if they are ghosts or he's manifesting. I don't really know, but yeah, it's quite a good watch actually. Something a little bit different. Anyway, so that's our house. Okay, so I have also got my little box here done on with my die cutting. So I've got these are right, so I've got those. They are from the Halloween Wonder. So I've cut 2 of those out. What else have I got? I've also got this little skull. Skeleton, which is from the Halloween Sunday drive. I love this, it's so cute. So I cut one of him out. And then I have, what else do I have? Seasonal swirls. This is a Stampin' Up. I've cut out some bats. I quite like the shape of the bats from the seasonal swirls. And the little pumpkins from that as well. Oh, if I can get them out. Yeah, so that's from Stampin' Up. And then Bag of Bones again. So I use Bag of Bones with day 1, wasn't it? Yeah, with the vampire. And I've got these gates. I think they're really creepy. So we've got some of those. And then obviously you've got, I didn't need the bones. I cut out bones as well. And I was like, where can I put them? I was like, no, I don't really want bones. And then I've got the little ghosts from day 8. I think it's day 8 with the skull mug. So they look pretty cute as well. So that's everything that I've got. And then with the tombstones, I used a little bit of green on my blending brush. Just a little bit, just to sort of rough it up a little bit, I suppose. Make it look a little bit old and worn and spooky. And then I've got my black blending brush. We just go over that just to make it a little bit spooky looking. Like so. Okay, so that's those. With the pumpkins, I did just go over them with just a little bit of, no, where did I? My red. I used a little bit of red. So I just went over the sides of those pumpkins. And I've just used, oh, this is cinnamon cider. So this is a Stampin' Up. And I've just gone over the top of the pumpkin. Like that. Get rid of that. So that's our pumpkins done. That's our tombstones. We've got our ghosts. And then with our fence panels, again, I use a little bit of green. Just a little bit of green just over that. Try not to get it on my nails. Like that. We are going to sort of trim these a little bit because we don't really need the whole lot. And then a little bit of dark as well. Like so. Okay. So that's our fence panels done. And then we need a moon. So I've cut out I think it's like roughly a 3-inch circle. That's from my layering circles. That's a Stampin' Up die. So I've cut one of those out, and I'm going to use orange blending brush, and I'm going to start at the bottom. I hope you can see. Yeah. So we're going to do some orange at the bottom. And then I'll grab my red. I think I put a little bit, so I think I used a little bit of, still had a little bit of yellow on there, but I think it's more of a pumpkin pie. And then I think I put a little bit of cherry cobbler on that, on the red one. It's just the inks that I've got, really. You know, you can use whatever you like. And then I will use a purple, which is, I think I use Gorgeous Grape. Again, Stampin' Up. They're the inks that I've got. They're the inks that I'm using at the moment. I'm going to do a little bit more on that. Just on there. And I'm going to put a bit more red, I think, on as well. Cherry cobbler. Yep, probably a little bit too much. Actually, no, that's not too bad. Just so it's blended. And then we'll go over with our orangey yellow again. So you've got that sort of eerie moon going on. And then what I also did is I took Winker Stella. So this is like a, doesn't actually say, it's like a silvery, where are we? Got fingerprints. Here we go. And I'm just going to flick some of that on. Yeah, it's like a sort of a blackish, sort of silvery, glittery Winker Stella. And then we'll pop that aside. And then that's one I did earlier. And I did also sort of go around the moon with a little bit of black from my blending brush, just all around the outside. Okay, so that's our moon done. So what I also have is, now what is it called? This is a Stampin', oh, window sheets. I've still got some window sheets left from Stampin' Up, and I've just cut some out. So this is 3/4. And what I'm going to do is stick my moon on there and then pop my house on there as well. But to stick it down, normally I've got some red tape, you know, the really strong sort of red roll tape. But I've run out of that. So I've got these glue dots, and these are they're really good. They're really sticky. They do the job. So I'm going to pop one of those on there. And I'm going to stick my moon on. We've got our moon. And then I'm going to position my house. So that will be sitting sort of at the back there. So I grab another sticky glue dot. Let's see, whereabouts do we want it? So we do it roughly there. So I'm going to pop a glue dot just on my window sheet. And let's stick it roughly there. And then on the back of the house, we can just pop a little bit of glue so it just sticks to our moon. Just so that's secure and that's not going to flap about. Okay, and then we'll stick that on the back shelf, as it were. We're going to stick that there. So just sort of roughly measure with your finger whereabouts that will be. And I mean, your shelves are pretty long anyway, so you should be okay sticky wise. But I'm just going to cut off that much. We'll grab some sticky dots again. And I'm going to pop 2 on. And then that we'll have that sticking right in the middle of that back shelf. So that's sitting there like that. Okay. So that's our first one done. And then we have our tombstones. And with our tombstones, I kind of position them so they're sort of a little bit wonky. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just on here. And they're going to make sure you can see that. Just sort of stick those at a bit of a wonk. I like to get my tweezers just to make sure that that's all sticking. You can also fold your card and make sure it's sticking. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one. And we'll have that one a little bit lower. And make sure that's stuck. And then we have our, it's so cute. We've got our little half a skeleton there. And I'm going to have him just popping out of the tombstone. So if we just pop a little bit of glue, just, we can do that hand as well because that's not showing. And he will just be popping out like that. And then we've got our ghosts. So we'll have a little bit of glue on our ghost. And we'll have him just at the top there, I think. Just glued to our tombstone. And then we'll have our other, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just on the end there. And I think we'll have him, let's have him about there. So that's our ghosts. And then we have our fence. So they're going to fit on the last little shelf there. So we're going to pop that one there. So we've got to cut one in half as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just chop a little bit of that off because we don't really need all that. I'm going to pop that one in. Chop that bit off. Let me just have a rough measure of, I think it's about there. And they're going to fit on to our shelf. So a little bit of glue. Yep. Like so. Has anyone started their Christmas shopping yet? Yeah, I know, the C word. I don't like that C word at the moment. I really don't. I have started. I'm not doing too bad, actually. Don't seem to have an awful lot of people to buy for this year. Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. I think I kind of know what people want. I'm getting there, but I do love to do stockings. I used to love getting a stocking as a kid. You know, sitting there at the end of your bed. Okay, so we've done our little fence, and then we've got our cute little pumpkins. And what I did with these is we've got 2 at the front. So we'll pop that one at the front there. Again, just squeeze it. And we'll pop another one next to it. Like so. Oh, for those of you that have watched my previous videos, I did a craft fair on Sunday, and I had a table with Halloween, and then I had another table with Christmas. I must have made about 150 Christmas cards. It was mental. But I actually did pretty well. There wasn't an awful lot of people coming in, but I did sell pretty well. The mixture of Halloween and Christmas, actually. Yeah, so that was really good. It was a good day. And the people organising it, they're going to do another one next year, so that would be good. Hopefully I'll join them next year as well. Possibly Mother's Day and Easter, if I can get organised. So there's our pumpkins, and then all we've got left to do are our bats. So I have a long piece of the window sheet, and I think I measured it about 1 centimetre, I think, widthwise. And then with my glue dots, I'm just cutting them into quarters for my bats to stick on. Okay, so we'll have that. And we'll stick our bat onto our window sheet, just to make sure that's all stuck on. So we'll have one at an angle. That's it. I'll tell you what, I've just, well, I think I'm on episode 3. I think I've just finished 3, or did I watch 4 last night? The Ed Gein on Netflix. Oh my god, that is some crazy stuff going on there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Enough said with that. Okay, so that, and then we're just going to measure on whereabouts to cut. So we're going to have that one just behind our tombstones. So if you can just roughly measure that with your finger, where to cut that. And then I'm going to use that half of my glue dot, and I will stick that. Let's do that about there. So that's 2 of our bats, and then we'll get the other 2 on. Get that out of the way. Oh dear, got bits everywhere now. So I cut that again in half, and we will use the quarters for our bats. So I've got work tonight. I'm going to go and do some dinner when I've done this, and I'm not out for very long tonight. And then I'm off tomorrow. I am back in on Monday though. That's a bit of a... So I've got to go to work Monday, and then I'm off from Tuesday for a week. It'd be nice. We all need a little bit of a break, don't we? Life is very stressful sometimes, especially when it comes to money. But what's the point in stressing? It's not going to get you far, is it? De-stress, do your crafting. It's my happy place. I love being here. So we'll do another couple of bats there. I am going to put those behind our fence. So if we do that roughly there, I'm going to cut that piece off. And we'll stick that about there. So we'll use the other half of our glue dot. Don't like to waste anything, do we, us crafters? Honestly, I've got drawers full of just scrap pieces of paper. From the tiniest bit, honestly, it's nuts. Well, you all know. I don't know what we're like sometimes. So I'll stick our bats. I'm going to put them a bit of an angle like that. So that's our little box card done. But what I did also do is I have used from the Craftoween stamp set the Enter If You Dare. So I've cut out a piece of, so that is 1, 2, this is 3/8 width on white cardstock, and I am using a pumpkin pie, and I'm just gonna stamp all the way across. Right, let's see if I can get that central. And I'm just going to stamp that all the way across our piece of card. If I can get it center without knocking the camera. Oh, not too bad. Okay. And then with our black blending brush, just going to go over the edges. I did try, you know, you get like the tape Halloween decorations. I did try and do that, but I wasn't happy with it. I was going to put that across. I was like, I don't know, it's not too bad, I suppose, but yeah, I went for this option instead. I haven't got some decent sort of felt tip pens really, so just use your blending brush all along the edges, and then on the front I'm gonna just chop that bit off. Just measure up whereabouts. I'm going to cut it at U. So we've got Enter If You Dare, and then we'll have the other piece going up like that, and I will cut it at about Enter. Grab your glue. Let's pop that on. I'll pop that one across there, that one across there. So you've got an enter if you dare to our spooky little graveyard. So that's our box card. Obviously on the back you can then put a white panel if you want to write on, send it to somebody. This obviously does fold flat. It did go into, it's a 7 by 5. That is a 7 by 5 envelope. Thank you everybody for watching. Let me know if my live went okay and I can do another one. I hope you like that. I think that's really cool. So I did obviously got that one that we've just made, and this is the other one that I made. So I've got the back panel there, and I've just done the 4 flaps there. So, you know, either way, they still fold nice. Also, I have done some white pieces. Got my white pen, and I did just do some bits on my pumpkin, just to kind of highlight. I've been watching a lot of YouTube crafters and trying to find, I don't know, I mean you can put them anywhere really, but sometimes I'm like, am I doing it in the right place? And we'll do some on that back as well, like that. So that's our box card. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for your thumbs up. Come and follow me on Instagram and see what else I've been making. Yeah, hopefully I can get on and do some Christmas cards soon. But obviously I've got to do day 12 and 13. So I'll get cracking on that, and I'll be back very, very soon. So thank you everybody. Have a good day. Bye bye bye.